Hi, what's up, guys? Sean here. Go by Taylor Exchange on YouTube, and we have items to ship out today. It's Monday. I am lagging a little bit. My son did not want to sleep very well last night, so I was up a couple times. In addition, I stayed up till like 11:30 whenever typically I go to bed at like 10:30, 11. But that's okay because we have 31 items, almost $700. So that's pretty good. I had a lot of sales come in after the last live show yesterday on Sunday whenever I had all those sales. So we're going to knock them out, and then I'm going to go to the post office. I did a lot of editing this morning because I was fatigued. I had to edit the sourcing video that's going to come out this Wednesday. It's pretty good. It's not the greatest sourcing video just because I don't know, like the stuff happened last Wednesday. So anyway, we're gonna just start with this, and y'all be able to check out that edited video on Wednesday. Flippin' Junior, first one in the chat. What's up, bro? How's it going, man? Let's start off with Ralph Lauren. This is the black plaid long sleeve button shirt. Ended up selling for $19.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So this is a $30 shirt pretty much shipped. And that's why I pick up so many Ralph Laurens, because they sell for like, $12 shipped, and then they sell for $30 shipped. It just kind of depends who's out there searching the store and wanting to buy. So hope you guys are having a better Monday than me, man. Like I said, I went to bed 11:30, woke up at 2, woke up at 4, and just woke up at 6. So really broken sleep. And in those days, like, I try to do the coffee, the fruit. I help my wife in the morning, so that I can, she can get ready and I can hold the kid while she's doing her thing. And then whenever they leave at 7:30, I went ahead and just started working out. So I did the row machine, and then I did the hang clings that I told you I was going to do on the last video. I decided to do them today. And, I was just fatigued. So I started doing photos, and then I got tired of standing. So I got to the computer here and I just started editing. So I edited for maybe like an hour and a half, and, then I ate and I feel a little bit better. But anyway, first sale, Ralph Lauren, $30, pretty good. We're going to pack it up. I think like black colors on Ralph Lauren do really well. That might be the reason why we got $30 for that one. Queen Boss Lady, hi everyone. Hello, welcome to the live. If you've never been here before, I go live. I talk about my orders. We're going to ship them out. I've got a lot today, so it may be a little over an hour. I mean, 31 items is 31 items. So hopefully you guys are getting some work done, though, because I've been a little behind. I did have a little bit of a technical issue with my Amazon affiliate stuff, so I had to update some things. And I think that's good now. I think it's good now. We're going to pop the white energy drink, though. So I don't know if you guys know this white zero sugar. Delicious. Gets me pretty fired up. But yeah, super cold day here in Texas. Texas does this thing where it's like 75 degrees in February and March, and then all of a sudden it's like 51 degrees. And there's like, whenever the weather changes like that, the tornado warnings come and stuff because of the hot and cold pressure systems. And it's pretty wild. Ashley Young, this is good. I need company while listening. You know what? I feel the energy from you guys as well. So I'm really happy that you 8 people jumped in. I didn't go on Instagram and post. Like, I've been trying to post to let people know, and I would put it on my page, but I may not be consistent with them at 1 o'clock Central, So I'm glad you guys jumped in. Hopefully people will jump in. I mean, I'm pretty sure they will. But yeah, I got to get going. This afternoon I need to hit it pretty hard after I drop these off at the post office. So this is a repeat buyer, and I have a rule with repeat buyers. If they buy and they have that green thing that says repeat, which I'm so happy eBay does now, I always give them a deal. This is a Duluth 3XL short sleeve polo, and they paid $6.71 plus $8.99 shipping. So they're about at that $15 range. The problem is this is probably going to be right over a pound because it's 3XL tall. Yeah, it's 1 pound, 1 ounce. So unfortunately, I'm not making much money on this one, but they're a repeat buyer, so you want the repeat buyers. It's only a small percentage of your store, but it can be a powerful, a powerful way to get sales, because those people, they like the deals you give, and they'll buy multiple items. I have one multiple quantity order today. It was 5 items. He bought 5 items. So we're going to use Pirate Ship, and we're going to use one of the bigger poly bags, which I don't think I've linked the bigger poly bags. I probably need to do that. Anyway, Duluth shirt. And I noticed I've been on the replay. I watched like 10 minutes of my last show just to make sure that things are good, like audio wise and stuff. And it seems like every time I bump this table, there's a little bit of feedback from the mic. So I'm going to do a better job about not hitting that table. And the problem is my tape dispenser is on this table. So I think I'm going to move it to the other table. I have an L-shaped table. You guys see this table? And then I got one in front of me. So let's do that. Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. 15 people. I hope you guys are working hard. Yeah, eBay can be pretty lonely. That's why I think it's good to go live. I kind of wanted to do Twitch whenever I first learned about that a few years ago, but I didn't have the gear, as they call it. I didn't have the rig, as they call it, to do that. But now I have a rig. I have an iMac that's beefed up. Flippin' Junior, yeah, listening while watching the video or while the video goes. Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's the thing. If you have like an entertaining video while you're listening, it's really hard to do both because you want to watch it. But if you guys just want to hear some sales and then kind of hear me complain about being tired on a Monday morning, even though it's Monday afternoon, I didn't sleep much, man. You know? All right. So this is a pretty good one. I know you guys have been hearing me talk about tank tops and stuff. This is a Vans tank top, and it had a skull graphic on it. This is one of the older items. You can see the label's pretty old. We're at like 14,000 now. So this still sold though for $9.59 plus $8.99 shipping. So close to 20 bucks. Really light item. Tank tops are typically like $2 or less in the thrift stores for me. I think some people, when they're pricing at the thrift stores, if it's one of those that like hand price everything, they see the smaller the material like item, then they price it low. Like some of them will just price something a lot because it's a big size. And I don't know. I mean, it works out for me because this is going to be a pretty good sale. 20 bucks, man, on $2 sale or $2 buy cost. Pretty good. Oh, I got to bring the mouse. I forgot I got to bring the mouse close to me, so I'm going to stretch. There we go. I know a lot of you guys were like, man, your son was crying in that last video. He was like, he has this nasal thing where he's just really clogged up. So she uses that, the snot sucker, and he hates it. She has to do saline and then feed him. If she doesn't, he spits up like a lot because he can't breathe and he like chokes on his phlegm stuff. So that's why he was screaming in the last video. I don't call like anybody on me. He's fine. Trust me. He's perfectly fine. Definitely dragging. I grabbed a Coke Zero after dropping packages off at the post office, and that doesn't happen often. Yeah, I hear you. This is actually like, I was going to drink the green Monster, the zero one, but I actually had that at like 9 o'clock, and I'm double downing on the Monsters, and I'll probably hit it. I'll probably crash later, but I don't know. You just kind of need the caffeine sometimes. Ashley Young, I keep sourcing both men's and women's and just source men's going forward. Yeah. You got to bully those guys in the thrift, though. They'll take up more of the aisle, the bigger guys. Or they may see that you're a lady and let you go on by. But if you have a big cart full of stuff, like I know what's going on, and I just give, I'm just like, man, as long as you don't come in the middle of the rack and like push the stuff into my hands, we're good. But if you're a shark out there with a bunch of clothes, I'm definitely gonna like hurry. I may even throw you off. Sometimes I used to do this in the thrift where I'd be like, oh man, I don't really want this Patagonia. And I'd put a shirt there and I'd just go to the other side. And then people would go to that end of the rack, even though there was no Patagonias over there. It's a troll move, but like, hey, it's, not life or death, but it's pretty serious in the thrift store if it's busy. Queen Boss Lady, should I do an aggressive promotion sale on the all women's clothes? I do an aggressive sale on all my old clothes all the time. Like the first of every month I do sales. So this is the Buckle long sleeve Henley. It's hooded. Buckle has like really lightweight. It's not quite sheer, but it's dang close to sheer. Had these blue and black stripes. They're kind of weird. Their jeans are really good sellers, but when it comes to the tops, you got to be careful because some of them just don't convert very well. So this one is 8 ounces. It sold for $9.09 plus $8.99. And that's a really good sale. Any shirt that hits $20 is pretty good because I know my buy costs on the shirts are low. Let's see. Hey, nice to see your consistency. Yeah, VIP. I'm trying to be consistent, man. The channel's growing pretty well, so I don't want to, I feel like I'm filling a void for people out there, and I want to keep that going because I wouldn't mind having at least like a nice income coming from YouTube, because I have plans to expand the business and I'm definitely going to need a little bit of capital to get that started. Lisa and friends, hello. You're becoming my new fave channel. So nice to work along with you. My daughter is 14 and she also loves business. That's really good to get into the game early. I was always like I was always interested in making money. Like I mowed lawns from an early age with my dad, probably 10 through 14. I mowed lawns with him. And then at 14 I was bagging groceries at a military base. And then I was a cashier 16 to 18. So I've always worked. I mean, I always like making money and like having money. I just wish I would have learned about eBay when I was 14. If I would knew about eBay when I was 14, without a doubt, I'd be a millionaire right now, for sure. Because even now, how like more aggressive online sales is, I ran into this young man. It was like 2 years ago, probably whenever I was still selling everything. 3 years ago, maybe. He was 15 and he sold just baseball bats on eBay, and he was in like competitive baseball, like the ones that do travel ball, fall ball, those, not just like the public school stuff. And he knew everyone that bought the nice bats, and those bats are like $200, $300, $400, $500. So what he did was he'd buy his teammates and other people that he knew in the area in like that field of baseball. He would buy their bats, and he made 30 grand as a 15-year-old. And he paid taxes and everything, like the legal structure he had set up. And he was 15, and I was part-time doing eBay, and I was making like 20 grand a year. And I was just like, Jesus, dude. I couldn't believe how well he was doing. So like, imagine knowing all the stuff you know now, like 15 years ago or something. That'd be pretty wild. Anyway, this is a pair of cinch jeans. These were stained up. If cinch is pretty stained and it's like $3, I'll pick them up. But they only sold for $7 plus $8.99. So you're looking at like $16 on a first class. Not the greatest thing, but it's a sale, I'm definitely getting away from jeans in this price point, though. Like jeans have to be 30 plus for me to pick them up, because I'm just not really dealing with them. They take up too much space. When you have 5,000 items, like jeans take up so much more space than shirts. How much do you typically spend on items a week versus how much do you typically make in a week? So I think my 90-day total is, let me see. I hate to do this while like the live's going, because people might get, it's just not good for like the air, the dead air or whatever. And I just got the iPhone, so I'm actually still kind of new to the eBay app. I actually don't think the eBay app's very good on the iPhone. So the 90-day on my phone says 48,400, but I think it's like different on the computer. I don't know. It's not 50. It may be like 47, because I don't know if the phone accounts for returns. So pretty much, I spend like close to 1,000 a week on inventory. 1,000 a week, maybe a little less, and then weekly sales, whatever 50. Dude, I'll look at it right now. I'm telling you like bad numbers, and it's like not making much sense. The thing about it is when you get to that number, you don't really worry about it, because you're never going to spend all your money, because it's hard to spend that much. Like if I could spend 5,000 a week, I would, but it's hard to. So yeah, the last 31 days of sales like 16,000. So if you're only spending $4 grand on inventory, like there's enough cash flow to not really worry about it. So yeah, that's kind of how it's going. But I don't know. It's been like, it's really hard to get past that. I've been steady around that mark for like a few months now. And I've just noticed you got to get to like 40, 50 listings a day, like really consistent. And I'm not able to do that right now without hiring. And it's actually really hard to hire when you work out of a house. People don't want to go to a house and work. So I'm looking into some things. I'm going to share with the YouTube channel, like my progression from like hopefully eventually like a brick and mortar, so I can have the hybrid with the high end eBay listings, and then the brick and mortar for pushing out like cheap items. And I'm going to do this by running yard sales. I'm going to run a few yard sales with cheap items and try to sell everything for $2. And I'm going to try to feed resellers. Also, there's a community of people that take items to Mexico to sell, and they go to the thrift stores and they buy up a lot of items. So if I can undercut the thrift, I think I can move a bunch of items that I get for very cheap for $2 and then hopefully have enough money to get a storefront. And I'm going to do buyouts at the store. So I'm going to have the people come, in this town, we don't have a Plato's Closet. We have a lot of women's buyout and consignment stores, maybe like a dozen or so, but there's nothing for men. So because of my knowledge in men's clothes, I think I'm going to be able to corner the market, and I'm going to take you guys with me and show you how it's done. It's a lot to do though. I mean, it is not the easiest thing to do, but I'm going to try to build the buyer base in the next month. Probably the garage sale seasons and summer. I'm going to build the buyer base. Big answer for how much I make in a week. Let's get to this item though. I just talked for like a minute. Okay, perfect. This is after this item is the bulk order. We had one bulk order today, folks. It was 5 items today. Someone bought 5 items. Let's see. This is a pair of Billabong shorts, and you see the label 6,400. So like this is one of the older ones. They spent $12.50 plus $8.99 shipping. So like that's pretty much what you're going to expect for used board shorts, right at the $20, $21 mark. So if you can find them for, I would say less than 5 if you're okay making the small profit, but you're definitely going to be able to sell them. These were cool though. They had blue, white stripes, had the big Billabong, lettering on the side, not embroidery, but yeah, it might be something like that. And I didn't see how much it weighed. 9 ounces. So yeah, I don't know. I go really heavy into board shorts and shorts in the spring, summer. It seems obvious, but some people don't, I guess. You try to get there before the other like consumers start buying them, because soon people will be ready to start wearing that stuff. Let's close that tab. All right. That's done. Cost of goods on polo shirts. I can get some below $4.50. Yeah, so my buy cost on items are pretty much $4, but some sourcing trips it's like $3.50. It's starting to creep up. It's been like I think the last video, you'll see the video coming out, it was like $4.70, and then the video before it was like $4.31. So it's going up, but I'm also paying up for items because I have more confidence in like spending $20 on a pair of jeans to sell for $60, $70 rather than just the low end stuff. Like I'm not spending $3 into $20 jeans anymore, but I'm trying to adjust how that is because of the cost of everything. Neymar, do you ever go to the bins? I never go to the bins. I've actually only been to the bins once in Austin, and I didn't buy anything. I walked in and walked out. It just not my vibe. You missed my first comment. Are you sure, Queen? I'm transitioning from women's to men's. What do you suggest I do with the women's inventory? Oh, I saw the second one about the aggressive sale. You can take them off your store and have a yard sale. Try to do if you have like a decent neighborhood, because some people like they live in a cul-de-sac, or they just can't like get a lot of traffic from a yard sale. But I would suggest running a yard sale. It's just you got to take all the items down if you want. But see, even if you run a marketing promotion on women's, maybe there's filters where you can get to just the women's clothes, but just run them at 75% off and they'll sell. And maybe you can, I just don't know if that's going to be more money than running a yard sale. Just kind of depends. But yeah, that's what I would do. So sorry I missed that. You are filling a void. Thank you. Yeah, H and Win. Yeah. Sharing your process and procedures is wonderful. Thank you again. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, so this person bought 5 items, and we're going to go to Pirate Ship. And let's see. He's all in. He's all in for $59.07 on 5 items. So we're going to go to Pirate Ship. And I do the box in a bag because it's just this poly bag. And that's like the cubic shipping rate. I got these right here. These are the big ones. They're not linked, but they're like the 20. Let me see. I think it's 21. I think it's 21 by, hang on, I got a tape measure right here. By like 14 and a half. Yeah, it's the 19 by 14 and a half. So this poly bag, I think they have a 22 by 20 or something, but this fits pretty much everything unless they order like a dozen items. Then I use a box. Just throw it in here. So it looks kind of like that. Then I got this, and I double up. So these are 2 items, and I can fit them with the 2 clear bags. There we go. It looks like that, almost like a big pillow. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then I use the tape for sure. So I tape like the main seam, and then I tape the ends because of this right here. I tape that down. Do right here. Okay. Let's get some questions. You said definitely. Here we go. Oh, yeah. You said wonderful. Yes, you are definitely filling a need among viewers and resellers. We all appreciate the info, tips, discussion of what's realistic in a business. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's pretty, I don't know. Like a lot of people show their highlight reel. You guys hear that a lot. And that's fine. You know, I mean, it makes sense. You want the best content out there to get the video like the most views and stuff. Like, it's definitely not a bad idea. However, I mean, my highlight reel would be like $20 sale, $20 sale, $20 sale. And people would just be like, dude, this video is terrible. So I have to like kind of change it up, you know? So this is kind of the style I'm going with. So we're at 12 by 10. So you only need 2 measurements on the cubic, 12 by 10. If you're pretty close, just go a little bit more, but 12 by 10. So we're going to get rates. I don't know how far away they live. I need to see. Hopefully it's pretty cheap. It should be. Let's see. Oh, they're in Florida. Okay, so $9.92, that's UPS. And then cubics for USPS is $9.94. So $9.94, they're in Florida. I used to say Florida because I don't know how to spell very well, and that's a good way to know how to spell Florida. Florida. Ashley Young, come to Chicago and you could spend $5K. Yeah, for the same amount of items, I know. I'd be going to the Bears game. I'm a huge Bears fan. You see my bear right there? I actually bought that from somebody at a yard sale for $1. It's super old. You see, it's got this sports tough tag. Let's see. It doesn't have a year, but like you can just tell it's super old. And you look at his big old feet. So yeah, this is the Bears. I'm a huge Bears fan. My dad's from Indiana. So some people are raised based on where they live, what team they pick, and then other people, it's basically what their dad chooses for them, because that's all that was on TV. So it was either like you like the Bears or you go watch something else in the other room. So I chose the Bears. Actually, whenever Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss were on the Vikings, I used to like playing them on Madden, and then they beat the Bears one day, and I had a purple Vikings hat that my dad hated, and he took the hat off my head and he smashed it with a Bears helmet that he had. And then from then on, I was a Bears fan. Mainly because my dad was like, he was mad. And I get it. Now I get it. If my team, if the Bears lose, like if we go out there and we lose, we lay an egg, I'm very upset for the next week until the next game. I try not to exceed 25% of income on inventory each week, if that helps, but I'm not at Mr. Sean's level yet. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't take like my numbers or anything for don't look at it like it's that easy to achieve. Just because I've been doing it for a long time, and when I didn't have like the capital and stuff, I had like I'd go to the thrift store, garage sales were like $60 or like $100, and that was it. And if I didn't get good enough stuff to sell, I had to either like discount or something or wait till the next paycheck for my regular job. I was not in the position. I didn't have thousands to just like play with. And now it's kind of like you don't make that many mistakes because you find the same stuff you always sell. You know, your thrift stores in your region will have similar items based because of the retail stores in that area, and you know the people donate it. So you're gonna fall into a pattern and start seeing the same stuff. That's why if you see a new tag, definitely look it up, because somebody probably like, you know, imported it pretty much like from a different state or area of the country and donated it. So like we have a lot of, you'll see like winter jackets, like really nice winter jackets, because people come to Texas and realize they don't need their jackets anymore. At least like that. I mean, Zachary Settle Racing, he says, my wife and I are new at reselling, only 131 days into this, laugh out loud. We sell on Posh and eBay. We post 15 new items a day. We are around 700 to 800 a week. Both of us have full-time jobs, so doing this part-time. That's good. It's interesting that you kept track of how many days you've been doing it. 131 is pretty exact. Um, but yeah, 15 a day is fine. Yeah. And the husband wife duo is a good thing. And you see it on YouTube all the time, but then it's like it doesn't look like enough money, you know? But you do see it. And then again, some people's YouTube channels make them like half of what their reselling business does. Mine mine does not. Trust me. It's not a whole lot. But I've said it before. It's like fun money. I haven't spent it yet. I haven't even gotten it yet. You got to wait like I think it's the 21st YouTube pays out or something. But I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that money. Not really sure. Probably just save it for a year and then either go on like a vacation or just decide to do something. We're going to buy a carport soon, which I know is going to be expensive. I'm just waiting for the guy to come back with the number. He has to get like the building plans and stuff. We had to email it to him, and I know it's going to be like hand welded though. So, and he's, it's going to be good quality and it's going to increase the value of the house because eventually the house that we're in now is going to be a rental because we're going to come into another house. Anyway, so that's likely what's going to happen. I almost wanted to turn this house into the eBay house where there's like a pool table, like a pretty much like a bachelor pad / eBay thing, but now with the sun and everything, it's totally unrealistic for that to happen. But I thought it'd be fun. So you will have two eBay stores, one for high end, the other for cheap items? No. Neymar, my plan is to have, and it may not even be this eBay store. I may make a new one that's private because when people talk about the traffic you get from viewers from YouTube, it's true. My numbers and metrics are much lower, and it probably doesn't help eBay's understanding of my store if I get a bunch of people that are just just looking at the items and not buying. Which is, I get it. I knew that was going to happen. It hasn't really affected my sales, but I'll probably create a new store and just put in items that are like $30 or more that get that I buy out from people in my town, or if I still go thrifting, and then items that I can get my hands on, I'm gonna sell them at $2 in the store, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't think I'll have maybe I'll still keep a public store. I don't know. That's an interesting thing. We're a little far away from that yet. That was just kind of me spitballing my business plan. Chrissy said nice for Zach. Yeah, it's good. Zach's been following you for a month now. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate that, man. That's pretty much whenever I had that video go like somewhat viral for the channel. That's when I got a lot of viewers. I got 1,000 viewers almost from that one video. That really helped out getting monetized and just kind of getting the algorithm saying like this guy's putting out content all the time. Seems like people like it. The thumbs up and all that stuff. Like we're at 8 thumbs up with 54 people. So that's over the 10% threshold. And that's fine. But that stuff does help push it out to people, and then I've gotten more people. So it's nice to have people have my back and like want to follow along because it really helps motivate me too. Bass and Coffee said, hello. I had 27 items to ship out today, been only listing like 5 a day. I don't know if that's any good. It's all relative to your situation, I mean, to the person that sells 0, that's amazing. To the person that sells, 100, it's kind of like, well, it's fine. But at 5 a day, 27 seems fine. Seems about right. This next sale is exactly the type of item. Sorry I went so long between sales. Exact type of item I'm trying to get away from. This is a Maurice's jeans. Maurice's, I don't know if it's Target. I don't know where they actually sell them, but there's some money in Maurice's. I mean, there absolutely is. This went for $4.50 plus shipping, and it's one of the items that's really old in my store, women's jeans. I mentioned it before. I used to do a lot of women's jeans. I knew tons about it, and there's a lot of money in it, but I don't want to do it anymore. There's too many. One, I don't like the women's jeans racks, period. And there's too many like hidden flaws with jeans, like the wear marks and stuff. And then women typically want more than just like I was putting 4 measurements and they would always ask for the hip to hip, which I never put in there. So I'm done with the women's jeans unless they're expensive. I'll do expensive women's jeans. Let's see. What percentage of do you promote on your listings from Robert? Robert, I promote 0%. I've never promoted a listing. PK Zinc. Hey, Sean, packing 25, not counting the Saturday sales we shipped already while watching. It was a good weekend so far. Heck yeah, Zinc. That's what's up, man. Or Zinc. Yeah, I think it's Zinc. Yeah, man, that's good, dude. It's good to have sales from the weekend. It really helps. I just love sales when you like wake up, and there's tons of sales. You're just like, I'm doing something right. He doesn't promote any of his listings. His sales are all organic traffic. That's absolutely right. Except I had one viewer sale yesterday. So you can call it organic or you can call it influence. But he bought some cool items. He bought some cool items. Jennifer says, hit the thumbs up for Sean with the heart smiley face emoji. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. She knew me back whenever nobody watched me on YouTube. And let's see. I just got a call from my wife. I missed it, though. So I always think it's like the kiddo, I don't know if I should call her back, man. Bears are making huge moves this offseason. Absolutely. The Bears are killing it. I'm going to give her a call real quick. But I'm going to pick the next item while I do that. Okay, she put me at voicemail, so. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, the Bears are making big moves because they traded their first-round draft pick. We've got Levi's. This is Levi's 514. So when it comes to the Levi's, there's certain numbers that do better. I believe it's the 560s, 527s are still really good. And then I think what happened with these is like the 511s are pretty good. And I thought it was the 514s. And then these are gray, so it makes it a little different. These did not sell for much. It's $450 plus $899, so pretty much a wash. But it's 4,631 is the SKU, and that means it was early in my like clothing days, So like I wasn't sure. Well, not too early, but you know what I'm saying. It's like a little older of a listing. And like I said, when I was in the thrift, I didn't realize that I realized some of them didn't sell as well, but I thought the 14s were good, and they're really not as good as you might think. The 541s do okay. That's the athletic cut. That's for like the guys with the bigger thighs. So those are okay. Christy Smith, thought of you when I found 15 Peter Millar polos this past weekend for $2.99 each, but they had a refinery logo on the sleeves, so I left them all behind. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, yeah, I wouldn't have picked them up. It's so tempting, though. Were they all summer comforts? That makes it even worse because those do a little bit better. Yeah, that's probably a good move. They probably would have sat for a long time. This is just a Levi thermal. Same thing, old labels. You'll see at the beginning of these shipping videos, a lot of my old sale items are selling because they're items I picked up that just weren't as good. I went really heavy into thermals and Henleys. I would buy all the brands that were like, not mainstream, but like mall brand type stuff. And this Levi's one just did not sell for what I wanted. Let's see, 9-ounce rate, but it's still sold. So, $325, $899. So that's like 12 something. So I may have made some money on it. $481. Yeah, I made a little bit of money on it. Just not a lot. Flipping Junior Bears for life. Heck yeah, man. I grew up in Oak Forest, a southwest suburb of Chicago. Saw your Bears in the background a while time ago. Yeah, I got the Bears flag on my closet door. I used to put it right here to cover up all the clutter I got, but I kind of cleaned up the shelf a little bit. So, and it's kind of a hassle to move it back and forth because I like this having the open see-through so I can see the TV to my it's to my left or whatever. So I can see the TV whenever I'm doing photos. I like to watch YouTube. But yeah, I got the bear up there though. There. This was one of the better sales for today. This is 32 bar blues. I've talked about it a lot. It's this crazy purple stripe. It's a men's. It's a 2XL short sleeve button shirt. It went for $31 plus $8.99. So at $40, paying $4, it's a tremendous sale. And it looks like it's at 8.2 ounces. So I'm going to take the bag out because I always do this at 8.2. And I'm going to reuse it. But I can probably get this under the 8-ounce rate with that bag taken out. Let's see. It should be. I always double check, though. Yes, it turns out to be 7.9 when you take the bag out on this shirt because, It's a lightweight shirt. So yeah, really good sale, and it's only $4.24 for the label. So that's good. Not sure if it's vintage. What's up, man? How's it going? It's good to have you in, man. Good to have you in. It's Monday. I was telling people in the beginning, I'm pretty tired. My son, I went to bed at 11:30, which is a little later than usual. And then my son was up at 2 and 4. So I had to, my wife feeds him or whatever. He's going through a growth spurt. So he's eating every 2 hours. And it's fine. It's just, I got to she feeds him and then changes him, feeds him. And then I hold him upright so he don't like spit up. And then I put him back down. And then when he wakes up, I change him and take him to her and she feeds him. And then she holds him. And then the next round I end up taking him again. So, and we wake up at 6. This is that Huck shirt. I mentioned it yesterday, but I didn't have it in the bag because it sold while the live was going yesterday. Huck is, it's a pretty good fishing type brand. It's called Hook, though. It's called Hook, not Huck. I know you guys have been telling me that, but I really don't care. If you spell something H-U-K, that's Huck. That's Huck. Hook. I don't know. English is a very difficult language. So it sold for $9.09 plus shipping. I priced these at like $19.99. This one must have had a stain on it because it shouldn't have gone for that low. If it was, usually I priced it at $15.99 or $19.99. And I don't know if I would have accepted one because it's a newer item. So this might have had a stain on it, but it sold for $18. People love that lightweight stuff to go fishing. Zinc, we moved 2.5 years ago from Hill Country, Texas, from north of the Cheese Curtain. The Cheese Curtain. Talking about old Green Bay. Adriel says, what's YouTube fun money look like? So YouTube is like $10 per 1,000 views, but don't count like my 24,000 view video because that one I wasn't monetized when that happened. I was still getting monetized, which stinks because that would have been like $240. So I made like, I think $70 at the tail end of that video. So like when these lives run, I think one live made, the lowest live made like $6.80 the first day. But when people watch them like over and over again, it ends up being like, not this Sunday, but the last Sunday's video, it got like 3,500 views. So that's like $35. And then, and part of the reason why it's like, I wouldn't always run them. I mean, it's nice to do the live for an hour and then in like 5 days, make $20, I mean, that's fine because I got to do this work anyway, but having 68 people out there watching like makes me want to do it because if it was only like 18 people, but I still got the repeat views, I don't know how much I would care to do them every as often as I am, but because there's so many of you out there, I figure like that's important, and I feel it builds like a stronger relationship between the creator and the viewer, you guys out there. So I almost went on Instagram Live and had it set up on the tripod over here watching me edit my video. Would you guys be down to watch me edit a video? It's not it's not great. It's pretty boring and you hear a lot of the same thing because of the cutting and stuff, but it's an interesting thing and I could kind of chat. I'd probably be super distracted and wouldn't even get it edited, but they take like 5, like the one I'm putting out is going to take probably like 3 hours, 3.5 hours to make. So, and then that's the thing, like the live takes 1 hour to make $20 to $30 and then an edited video, if it flops, it makes like $15, $20, but like, I think mine are typically making about 30, but 3.5 hours into $30, like that's not good for me. It's okay though, because like I said, it's fun, right? It's different and it could go viral. That's the other thing too. Some people get viral videos, man, and they get thousands of dollars. It's insane. I don't think my videos are that good. People like the point of view stuff, right? The American Picker style, the storage locker, like they find the treasure. Those are the videos that seem to get like tons of views because you're picking up casual viewers. You're not just picking up like working people that are trying to learn to resell better. It's just a different thing. So hope that answers your question, Adriel. Zeke, did you get a big haul on Friday earlier evening? Ours was quarter size. Oh, hail, like hail. I don't remember, but I don't think we got hail. No. We got some like a couple weeks ago, I think. What's the story with you going full time initially? Was difficult and pretty simple. Was it difficult or pretty simple? It was difficult for sure, man. Yeah, no, it was very difficult. The only thing that makes it a little easier is it doesn't cost that much money to live where I live. And we bought our house in 2016, so you can you can imagine when interest rates are like less than 3%, um, you don't struggle that bad. I could explain it here. Let me. I'm gonna answer a few questions and I'll circle back, Kings, just because I don't know. You get like I probably need to do a video about it. And I could just say like go check the video, like a 10-minute video or 8-minute just talking head video. And those videos, it's like I don't know how many people would watch that, but it's I don't know, man. It just I kind of figured like I'm not highly educated, so I knew I would never make that much money. Like I don't have my parents don't have like a family business, and I knew a business was the way to make the most money. And a woman told me that I worked for. She said the money's in sales, is what she told me. And she did furniture installations for office buildings, and I was one of her like assemblers. And I did that kind of in conjunction to repairing copiers. Like I'd repair copiers, and then she partnered with my boss, the copier guy, to well, he did blueprints, but she partnered with him for his capital initially and storage. And then she would pull me off, and then we'd get a crew of like football people from the local college football players. And then we would assemble these, like the dividers with the glass or like the desk for offices. And she pretty much like controlled a heavy part of this market. And she told me one day, she said, look, sales is where the money's at. So if you want to make money, do that. So I started doing eBay part-time, not because of her. I was already doing it before I met her, but that initially kind of gave me the drive to get after it, but no, it's definitely not an easy thing, especially if you don't live in a cheap area. Okay. We're in a bad play. I got to take this off. We got a Peter Millar going out. This one. Okay. This one was priced at $19.99. I took an offer of $10 just because it had an embroidery that I wasn't really familiar with. It wasn't a company embroidery. It was more of like a golf course embroidery, but it didn't say the name of the golf course. So I took a little lower offer, but I bought so many Peter Millars, and I'm going to be selling through so many of them this spring and summer that I'm okay taking the profit on this. And we're going to print the label. I'm going to take this jacket off. You got hot, man. It's because I'm talking. Every time I talk, I get real fired up. But I want to add men's suits. No, I'm not a suit guy, man. The only reason I'm not adding men's suits is because I don't really know much about suits. So like there's a learning curve there. And the storage, like I think it would be too folded. They might be creased. It just isn't my game. So I'm not going to go for the suits, but I do hear there's a lot of money in suits. So Timothy Doyle, that might be a little market people aren't really into because of the extra work it takes to sell them. But I know some people do well with blazers, I found that company logos on sleeves, as long as they aren't super big, flamboyant, or distracting, will sell well enough. King Servant's talking about like the golf polos, and he's exactly right. I mean, almost if it, like it depends what the name is, right? If it's a silly name, it may like draw attention. But yeah, a lot of people are just wearing that because of the material. So he's got a point. I just don't pick them up because I see them at like $5 a lot of times, sometimes cheaper. But if it's like $3.50 and the embroidery is not too bad, I may pick it up. But a buddy of mine does really well in t-shirts and golf stuff, and he says he doesn't bother with them. So I don't bother with them. This is a cinch long sleeve button shirt. It's a brown shirt. I don't know how many people out there wear browns, but this is brown as brown can get. It's sold for $13.99 plus $8.99 shipping. It's a 2XL. Cinch is a really good brand. I took the plastic out because it was right at 12 ounces. You can still ship an item if it's exactly the same weight as like the rate. So it would be 12 ounces, but my scale could be off by a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't really calibrate it very often. So I take it out just to be sure. And this one it's going to Bel Air. Okay. Bel Air, Maryland. It's kind of weird. I thought it was California. Ping G, good morning. Good morning to you. Christy Smith, yes. Most of them were summer comfort. I don't typically pick up polos, but I'll run my hand down to see the aisle feels right. I didn't. I feel like I struggled leaving them behind. At $3, you're right on the fence there because maybe they'll sell, but you know what? Maybe they won't though. And um, you know, if you don't have the capital to spend, like you said, it's 15, so $3, 15. So if you're going to spend $50 on one item, and you maybe only have like a couple hundred to spend, and you're not sure that that's not like a surefire way, I'll tell you this: if you're new and you're sourcing, look for the sell-through rate being like as close to 100% or more if possible. If you don't have the money, don't buy stuff that you're gonna have to wait 6 months to like a year like me to sell. Because I have so many items. Like the stuff I listed a year ago sells today. But if you're trying to get this like cash flow generated so you can have a little chunk of change to play around with, don't buy it unless you're sure it's gonna sell. Just keep looking. Like go to the next store, like look a little harder. Maybe look into the comps more to see if there's a cheap brand that's got some profit in it. That's what I would do. That's pretty much what I did. And then when I got capital, I went heavy into certain categories, and then I had to like fight to get the money back for them. And this is Task Performance shorts. These are chino. Well, they're kind of like hybrid shorts. Task Performance, you'll see, has like the bamboo cotton, and it's a good seller. Like the shorts, I mean, they sold just fine, pretty fast too, but the shirts I've sold even faster. And they'll sell with stains and things like that, because I guess the way it's built is just really rare, maybe, or just really comfortable. So that's a good one. And we are going to pack it up. Bernie, how long do you think these 31 items will take to ship? A little while, man. It shouldn't take but like 45 minutes. But because I'm on here and because I like to talk, but hey, I'm not, oh my God, I'm not tired anymore. So that helps. I still got a ways to go. But I mean, you can watch the replay if you got to go. It's fine. I understand. Or you just want me to go faster. I mean, I can try, but probably not going to. Cheryl Hustler, do you accept returns? If so, does the buyer pay return shipping? If you accept returns, what is the time frame for buyer returns? 60-day free returns. However, if they do buyer's remorse or the fit, then I only do the price of the item. I don't do the full amount. If it's like my mistake, like if there's a stain, then I give them the full amount. And sometimes I don't ask for the item back, but it's best to ask for the item back, because you'll find that some buyers just don't return the item. They just don't even want to go through to the post office, and then you end up winning the case or whatever. So this one is the North Face First Ascents puffer that I got, the women's, from that mystery box. And this brings me right up to break even. And I had it written down here. I actually need to do this. I'll probably do it after the stream. So I still am $44.33 in the hole with 17 items left. This makes 16 items, and it sold for $28.99. So I still need to sell a few more out of that mystery box, but it ended up being a good box. And I'm really glad that gentleman sent it to me and wanted to do that deal, because I've had some boxes in the past that didn't make me, they lost me money. But that's why I really don't like doing them, because the source has to be good. So if you find a good source out there, you need to kind of hold on to it. This one, it's a good one, but it may not be enough. I don't know. I got to talk with him more about it if we want to do some like bigger deals in the future. Let's see. Someone can embroider their patch over the embroidery refinery thing. Just trying to think outside the box. We've had other items with embroideries and done that to get the money. So yeah, I actually was in a phase where I would get the fabric shaver and try to shave the back of it and take the embroidery off. But for me, it was too much time and effort for what it was worth. So I either buy the ones with just the golf course, or like you said, if the logo is really small and it's a company and it says like, I don't know, like Johnson Motors or something like that, then you'll probably be fine just selling it. But yeah, they are going to sell for less, but they might, still sell. A lot of people want that stuff. We've got this here. I don't know what this is. Oh, so this is Redhead. Redhead is a difficult one because there's some money in the Redhead brand. And yeah, this is going to be right at £1. There's some money in Redhead. This sold for $4 plus $8.99 shipping. So $13 for Redhead cargo. I paid $1 for it. I would not pay much for this Redhead. If you find the camo cargo Redhead shorts, you'll make some money on that. But this one did not make much money, so I won't be buying it again. It's just, it was $1. It is a repeat buyer though. So I ended up accepting the offer because I knew they weren't going to sell for the amount I wanted. Just kind of took a shot, you know. Sometimes you just take shots. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. But yeah, I ain't taking that one again though. King's talking to Chrissy about his experience with the FootJoy polos. Gary said do it on here. Are you talking about shaving the back of an embroidery off? Because I'm definitely not doing that. Just because it's a waste of time, in my opinion. Brian, my mod, is in the house. What's up, Brian Roning? Hey, man, I'm gonna put your I was gonna kind of like I keep finding that brand you told me about, the Territory Ahead, and my sourcing video. I was gonna put your little YouTube thing on it because Brian's getting back into YouTube. But it says I'm a full-time teacher still, so you need to update your about me thing. It says part-time reseller, but Brian and I, he's been full-time, I think a little longer than me, and him and I have been talking about clothes for the last couple years. So a lot of my information comes from him too. So he's getting out there and he's going to start talking about it too, you know, to give some people some help. He's on the West Coast though. So make the live video of you editing one of your videos. Okay. So yeah, the problem is I would do like Instagram live. You know what? No, I could do a screen share with my face in the box and do the edit. Maybe I'll do that. I could go live that way, but I wouldn't be able to go live like showing myself editing like on the computer, which I could do Instagram. Maybe I'll have my phone on Instagram live and then I'll do the live and I'll like simulcast kind of. I would just hate for my like internet to like crash or not crash, but just bog down. This is a pair of Silver Sam boyfriend jeans. This is a women's jeans. It sold for $13.99 plus $8.99 shipping. So not too bad. Silver jeans for men's are pretty good and for women's are decent. Some of the women's though, I used to sell for like 40 bucks, you know, and it's just, there's like a lot of different styles with women's jeans too. So it's definitely like a lot more learning. So now that like I've been away from women's jeans, when I try to like look through them, I kind of forgot a lot of the good stuff, you know, and the styles change, you know. The styles change in women's clothing and fashion. So you gotta be up to date, and definitely not. Okay. Zeke says maybe do the edit video once to say you did. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I just figure like, why not try it, I guess. I mean, it's kind of cool. Some people might be interested into YouTube and how much it actually takes to do it. A lot of it comes down to just how well you know the editor, how well you know the shortcuts. Like to crop, when I do those zoom ins, whenever I'm saying something that I think is like noteworthy, I do like a little zoom. Well, it was taking me 3 or 4 clicks to get there, and now I know the shortcut is it's Shift S, and that brings up the zoom. So now it's only 1 click and then resize. So those 2 clicks you save, when you do that like 30 times in a video, that saves a lot of time. So it's a lot of that. So it's probably not that interesting to resellers. So is 31 your weekend sales or just what needs to be shipped out today? So no, it's not the weekend sales, Brian. Like I went live yesterday, and as a moderator, you should have known and been here. But no, I shipped out. What was it, y'all? It was like 50 something, or no, it was 41 yesterday. So from Sunday at 1 is when I stopped pulling, and then I pulled today at 12:30. So 31 in 24 hours. But yeah, this is what needs to be shipped out today for sure. Let's get that label printed. I almost forgot about the Silver Sam jeans for $22 or no, $23. All right. Probably another sip of this. This is American Eagle original straight men's jeans dark wash. I've been pricing these at like $15.99, so like plus shipping. So that's that $25 mark after the shipping cost. I took an offer of $11 on these just because I really don't need to be buying jeans. Sometimes I just buy them because I'm like, well, I know it'll sell and make money, but like I really don't need to waste my time with jeans because I'm not really a jeans seller much anymore. I mean, I know I sell a lot, but it's because I've already had a lot. But this one is a more recent purchase, so. And sometimes you got to buy what the thrift store provides you, you know. Sometimes there's not always going to be a bunch of button-up shirts that I like to sell. Sometimes you got to pick up just whatever's there. but it's the ability to move it, Like you don't want to just hold these jeans just for $4 more or $5 more, right? You just want to sell it and go. Let's see. JR Benefield. I always watch resellers content when I'm listing. I like listening to brands to look for, so your ship with me videos are great. Yeah, the problem is like these Abercrombie and Fitch chino shorts are not one you want to sell. These only sold for $4.89 plus $8.99. The Abercrombie like cargo shorts do a lot better than these, and the camo ones are like a bolo, if you guys use that word. These are just not good. I don't know, man. Like sometimes you get good money for them, but not quite on these. But that's cool. I do like I listened to Kaylee Eileen this morning. She goes live on Mondays with Nikki, her coworker. And I listened to some of that while I was doing editing, which was actually kind of hard. You got to edit, like you got to hear just what you're listening to when you edit, but I went ahead. Oh, you do you something 68? He says you have to box another reseller to go viral out. I know I would gas out really quick. I don't know if we would go viral. It'd probably be a pretty ugly fight. But the problem with boxing is like if you don't throw the punch right or you like miss time. I mean, I had like a heavy bag and was messing around trying to get into boxing, and what happened was the bag went out and my arm was extended, and then it like jammed, and like it just after that injury, it was like a few weeks. Well, it was like 6 weeks worth of just like not feeling quite right. I sold the heavy bag. I said, you know what? I'm gonna pass on this. It's really not worth getting injured punching a bunch of sand, Nana Ting, hey, long time no see. Nana Ting was one of the ones that watched whenever I was still learning how to resell. So appreciate you coming in. This is a cinch long sleeve button shirt. This one was stained pretty bad, and it sold for $4.89 plus $8.99 shipping. So cinch, yeah, you saw the one brown one go for $13.99 plus shipping. This one was blue, which should sell for more because the color's a little better, but it was stained, so it didn't go for as much. But somebody working out in the ranch is going to wear this, likely. See. Yeah, cool. And he's from Fort Worth, so that's cool. Brian says, I sell suits, but I don't really do all the extra stuff, just undercut the market on the price. Brian does the cheap sell on the suits. Hey, it works, man. If it works, it works. Maybe follow Brian's advice on the suits. Timothy says, yeah, they take a lot of room. That's the big thing. And they're slow sellers, but the ROI is good. 750 and a 40 plus. Yeah. Most people buying suits probably have the amount of money, that's probably like not a big purchase for them. They probably see that as a good deal. So I'm half Panamanian. I'm going to flex with my uncle a little bit, but my uncle, he's Panamanian, my mom's youngest brother, or only brother, but he's the youngest of the kids. He actually runs a bank in Panama, and he came to the States and went to TCU, and then he went back to Panama, and he said to me one time that he buys his Calvin Klein suits on he said Amazon, which I didn't know Amazon sold clothes. I guess I really don't know much about Amazon as far as like purchasing clothes and stuff. But yeah, he said that he could get a Calvin Klein suit for $90, and that was like a really good deal for him. So he wears suits every day, and it's crazy because Panama's like Florida pretty much with the humidity. But yeah, there's guys buying suits online. So because he's a really high earner, but he doesn't go to the retail stores. He goes to Amazon. Gary said suits seem to be extra work, but I did hear that it's more, maybe a couple of them. Yeah. Blood, Sweat, and Sell. Hi, all. What's up, man? Welcome in. I guess your name's Leroy, according to Timothy Doyle. Hi, Tim. Back to Tim. What are some of the sourcing tips for someone who's just a small part-time seller? Just start looking at comps, like comp things that you think might be valuable. And if it's 100% sell-through, take a chance. Some people say, like, you got to spend a third of what it's going to sell for, like kind of stay in that range. I think if you're okay sitting on the money for like 6 months, you spend like $10 or $5 and you're okay waiting 6 months to get it back, then, you can go like kind of like that. But I would just look for things that are selling quickly and for a lot. Flippin' Jr. sold a Howler Bros hat for 130. Was it List hat? If it, somebody asked, it was Sarah. She asked me yesterday how much this hat would sell for, and I said $30 because I don't know. I bought it for myself at a thrift store, but if it's a $130 hat, I don't know. Maybe I should sell it. I really like the color scheme though. It's almost like what I would dream up of a hat to be because I wear a lot of grays and green and black go with gray decently well. All right. Okay, this one was a Ralph Lauren, and it was a short sleeve polo, and it had like different colors like on the collar and the end of the sleeve. I thought it was pretty unique. It didn't sell for much money though. It was like 6+ shipping, I think. Not really sure. It might have been damaged though, because it should have sold for a little bit more. But yeah, sometimes I pick up items and I just don't see the stains. And we have like, I don't know, 5 more to go. So we're going to be over the hour mark, but just bear with me. Nanotink has Hearts Leroy. Brian says, dang, yeah, I got to fix my channel description. Yeah, you got to update that stuff, man. You're no longer a teacher. Brian was a PE teacher, everybody. So if you have dodgeball questions, Brian's the guy you want to ask. Oh, Timothy's already trying to hit up Brian. Reach Brian if you want questions about that. I've answered a lot of questions, but I'll keep answering them. But Brian and I are very similar, except he works out of a much smaller area. So if you have a smaller area that you work out of, Brian's got some good tips on how to make the most of the space, which I find impressive because I feel like he's in a cave sometimes. Timothy and Brian are now the gruesome twosome, I like to call it. Jake says, have you ever heard of Eagle Dry Goods? Eagle Dry Goods. It sounds familiar, but I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. No, Jake, I don't know. Sounds cool. This is Wrangler women's boot cut jeans. It sold for $9.09 plus $8.99, so close to that $20 mark. And a lot of these women's jeans I picked up for $1 because I'm not like too heavily invested in the cheap stuff, but I know Wrangler women's jeans, they're pretty good sellers. Like the riding stuff does well too. That equestrian stuff. This was a new brand that I picked up. It's called Rochester, and it was Egyptian cotton. If something says Egyptian cotton, I definitely take another couple looks at it. I don't know if it's a foreign brand because I didn't see many comps for it. So I priced it pretty low, and somebody picked it up when I sent an offer out. So I do like the 30-20% offers I send out all the time. And this one was priced at $15.99. I sent a 30% off offer. So $9.09 plus shipping on the long sleeve button shirt, Rochester. It's Egyptian cotton. It was a 3XL too, but it had the 20 neck. And Brian and I were talking about like the neck sizes. There's some neck sizes that people just don't buy. There's like a certain size that a lot of people just, the necks aren't that big. So this person's neck probably looks like the Big Show or something at 20 inches. Oh, the Big Show. Christy says, I might be interested in those jeans if you're wanting to offload them. I'm in Texas. Christy, reach out to me on Instagram. I'll see how many jeans are left. I know I've been selling a lot, though, and I probably will do that. Everyone has different business models, according to Brian. I only do eBay. I focus on volume of eBay. Brian, quit trying to sell your... No, it's fine. Brian, yeah, he does eBay with repeatable processes that employees can replicate, but everyone has different models. Yeah, Brian is really trying to get into that, like, grow mode with an employee doing all the listings, and I think it's good. He does templates. I don't do templates. Brian does templates. I think templates is a safer bet for employees because when you sell similar, like if they don't delete the photos, if there's a couple more things they can have little hiccups on, but if they just build it from scratch with a template, that's what he's about. So yeah, I thought Brian was saying something different when I started reading. Ashley Young, I was on Kaylee's call this morning too. Yeah, Kaylee has over 200 people on Monday mornings. It's wild. She also has someone to keep up with the chat because Nikki is her right-hand woman. This is a Chaps, but you can see already based on the color and like the striping, it's an older one. Chaps Ralph Lauren, they do have things that sell. It's got to have something going for it, you know, floral, paisley, geometric prints, like these older striped coloring. This one sold for $9.25 plus $8.99. So not a lot, you know, but that $20 mark is where we live and breathe on this channel. And this person got a cool shirt. It's almost like that, like, what is it called? Like the Cosby Show type styling, that 80s, early 90s type stuff. That's the kind of color it was. And I didn't put vintage. If I don't know it's vintage for sure, I don't put vintage, but people know that are looking for vintage, you know, they'll know to find it. Timothy's still talking to Brian. Nana Tink, it's been a minute for sure. You still have your sweet dog. He is massive and he's no longer sweet. He is not aggressive, but he is he's a handful. He is a handful. I put some clips in him. I tell you what, if y'all watch my sourcing video, it's going to come out Wednesday. And I think I'm going to post it at 1 o'clock because everyone seems to be used to watching the content at 1 because I've been going live at 1. The first part of the video is Ragnar. So you'll get Ragnar's my dog. He's a full blood Labradoodle, but he's flat haired. He doesn't have the curly hair. So you'll see him in the first part of the video. He's a nut, man. He's a nut. So this is This is the Dickies short sleeve button shirt. I always put mechanic in the title because a lot of garage workers and auto guys would be wearing this. It sold for $6.99. It's a size medium. I typically go XL or bigger on these Dickies because those types of guys are bigger guys. You know, you don't really see as many small guys wrenching on things, but they sell really well. Like the black ones and, you know, like the 3XLs, Dickies, if it's like a tall, they do really well. This one, I kind of just went out there and I priced it at $6.99. So maybe I should have priced it a little higher. It sold full price, but I was just trying to test the market on those. We got one more sale, and I'm glad because I got to go to the bathroom. Number 1, though, so don't get it twisted. Let's see. Ping G, have a great rest of the day. Off to the post office, then meeting a friend for lunch. Very nice. Well, enjoy your lunch. Thanks for coming in. Brian Timothy still going back and forth. JR Benefield, any tips on what to pick up in Wrangler? I've sold a couple pairs of George Strait jeans for good money. I sold a lot of George Strait jeans in the past. You want to look for the sizes. If you find like George Strait jeans, or most jeans, not most, but like, you know, the decent brand. If you find a small waist, but like a 34 inseam, those are good pickups. If you find anything like the George Strait long sleeve button shirts or short sleeve, I sell those a lot. The pearl snaps do better. This is the last sale of the day. This is a cinch short sleeve button shirt, and it's white with this plaid detailing, like a red and green Christmas plaid, and it sold for $19 plus $8.99 shipping. So really good sale on the cinch. Let's see. Christy, you make it look so easy stuffing jeans into those flat rate mailers. I use padded flat rates because of the struggle. Christy, you got to work those forearms. You got to work them just to get that extra like roll. That's really what does it. But I can understand. Women have usually have smaller hands. My hands aren't really big, but like they're just a little bit tougher, you know. They're skinny, but they're tough. They're wiry. You ever see that? Whenever someone calls somebody wiry, like, oh yeah, he'd be wiry in a fight, I'm always just like, dude, are you like taking a shot right now? Like I always picture wiry as like almost like a drug addict that's too skinny, but like, you know, he'd be difficult to handle in a fight. But like, I don't want to be known for wiry. But yeah, I'm working on the fitness. I'm definitely working on it. So Jake Timms, love your content, brother. Have a good day. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming. Had a really good time. So we're going to pack this one up. I'll answer the last few questions, so get them in now. But I'm about to get off here because I got to go to the post office and I got to get back to, I got to do some photos after this. Okay. Next size over 18 don't sell well. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Brian said he's closer to daily refinement than me. Maybe. He was in the group. Let's see. Bernie says, have a great day. Hit the like button. Thank you, Bernie. Yep. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming in. All 77 of you that are still here. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. We're going to go 1 o'clock tomorrow. So